യൂറോപ്പ് ടൂറിൻ്റെ 5ാം ഭാഗമായിട്ടാണ് ഞാൻ വന്നിരിക്കുന്നത്. മിനി സർക്കിളിലേക്ക് എല്ലാവർക്കും സ്വാഗതം. പാരീസ് സിറ്റി ടൂറാണ് ഇന്ന് ഞങ്ങൾ പോകുന്നത്. ഇപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ കാണുന്നത് പാരീസ് കോൺകോർഡ് സ്ക്വയർ ആണ്. ഇതിന് ചരിത്രത്തിൽ വളരെ പ്രാധാന്യമുണ്ട്. ഫ്രഞ്ച് റവല്യൂഷൻ കാലത്ത് ലൂയി 16 രാജാവിനെയും രാജ്ഞിയെയും തല വെട്ടിക്കൊന്നത് ഇവിടെ വെച്ചാണ്. പെൻസിൽ ഷാർപ്പ് ചെയ്ത് വെച്ച പോലെ ഒരു സ്റ്റോൺ ഇങ്ങനെ കാണുന്നില്ലേ, ഇതാണ് ലെക്സർ ഒബ്ലിക്സ്. ഇത് പേരായിട്ടാണ് ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നത്. പണ്ട് ഈജിപ്തിലായിരുന്നു. 2 ഒന്ന് ഇവിടെ പാരീസിലേക്ക് കൊണ്ടുവന്നതാണ്. 1880 ഈജിപ്ത് ഫ്രാൻസിന് ഡിപ്ലോമാറ്റിക് ഗിഫ്റ്റായിട്ട് കൊടുത്തതാണിത്. അവിടുന്ന് ഇവിടെ എത്തിക്കാൻ കുറേ വർഷങ്ങൾ പിടിച്ചു. ഇത് ഒരു ലേഡി തലകീഴായിട്ട് നിൽക്കുന്ന ഒരു പ്രതിമയാണ്. ഇവിടെയും ഫോട്ടോഷൂട്ടിന് വേണ്ടി കുറേ ആൾക്കാർ നിൽക്കുന്നത് കണ്ടു. അതിൻ്റെ പ്രാധാന്യം എന്താണെന്ന് എനിക്കറിയില്ല. ഞങ്ങൾ അങ്ങനെ സിറ്റി ടൂർ പോയിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ്. സിറ്റിയിലുള്ള ഈ ഭാഗങ്ങളൊക്കെ രാത്രി നമുക്ക് തിരിച്ചു വരുമ്പോഴും കാണാൻ പറ്റും. ഇപ്പം ഞങ്ങൾ ഫുഡ് കഴിക്കാൻ കൂടി വേണയാണ് പോകുന്നത്. ഫുഡ് കഴിച്ച ശേഷം ബാക്കി നൈറ്റിലുള്ള വ്യൂ കൂടി നമുക്ക് നന്നായിട്ട് കാണാം. ഈ ബിൽഡിങ്സ് എല്ലാത്തിനും ഓരോ സവിശേഷതകളുണ്ട്. അതെല്ലാം ഒരു ഗൈഡ് നമുക്ക് വിവരിച്ച് തരുന്നുണ്ട്. നൈറ്റ് വ്യൂവിൽ എല്ലാം അയാൾ പറഞ്ഞു തരും. നമുക്ക് ഇപ്പോഴെല്ലാം ഒന്ന് കണ്ടിങ്ങനെ പോകാം. ഇത് ബസ്സിൽ നിന്നെടുത്ത വീഡിയോ ആയതുകൊണ്ട് അത്രയധികം ക്ലിയർ അല്ല. ബസ്സിൻ്റെ ഗ്ലാസിൻ്റെ മുകളിൽ നിന്ന് സൈഡിൽ നിന്ന് റിഫ്ലക്ഷൻ വരുന്നുണ്ട്. നമുക്ക് നന്നായിട്ട് വീഡിയോസ് എടുക്കാൻ പറ്റില്ല. പറ്റുന്നത്രയും ഞാൻ എടുത്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. പാരീസ് സിറ്റിയെ പറ്റി പറയാൻ വേണ്ടി ഒരു ടൂർ ഗൈഡ് നമുക്ക് വന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്. അവരുടെ വാക്കുകൾ കേൾക്കാം. ഇനി മുഴുവൻ വിവരണവും ടൂർ ഗൈഡ് തരും.
It's where the French presidential palaces. So the terms of revenue, France is number 3. And number 2 destination is Spain. Sorry, now we are going to turn left. As we are turning left, on the right hand side is the Louvre Museum. But exposed in this museum, you are most welcome to stay back in Paris for a few weeks next time. Okay, now we are going to turn left. As we are turning left, on the right hand side is the Louvre Museum. That is a museum. Paris, I told you, is a small city, but it has got about 100 museums. One such museum is the one on the right hand side, where you can see the green color dome, and this is called the Museum of Legion of Honor. The Legion of Honor, Shivaji Ganeshan, he was the first Indian actor to get this title. That is why he's called Chevalier Ganeshan. And his visit in July this year, the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi was also given this title of Chevalier. And villages or open areas, and they used to paint the nature. They used to paint the same pictures, but during hieroglyphics, the Egyptian inscription was deciphered by a French scientist who was called Champollion. Came to know the entire history of the Egyptian pharaohs, Egyptian kings. That was why it was gifted to France. French style of gardening. And okay, now on the right hand side, have a look at that rich ceremony of the daughter of Lakshmi Mittal. Lakshmi Mittal's mole in the Kalyanam e gardens layarunnu. Oru hotel undu West Inn nu paranjittu aa West Inn hotel inde I will show you another place where the third marriage day celebrations took. Why are they so famous? Because they are original Greek statues. They are more than 2100 years old. It is very difficult to find Greek statues. Original Greek is 1789. Very easy to remember. 1789. Just remember this, 1789. That was of Milo was found out by a French soldier on vacation in the island of Milo in 1820. Pieces were brought to France, and they were put together, and since it is the Samothrace, that again was found in the 19th century in the island of Samothrace in Greece. It was found in 161 pieces. All the 161 pieces were brought to the Museum of the Louvre, and a mosaic artist from Italy was called in to put these pieces to this river. They will be stopped by this chains, a surprise stop, and then they go piling upon each other, and then it was easy for the French. It was built in the 12th century, and 14th century it became a royal residence, and in the 16th century this fortress was demolished, and the first Renaissance art, which is called Renaissance. So Marie de Medici, then it was demolished. Aduvare it was a closed area, and after it was demolished it has become open. However, the goddess, you can see the gilded statue of Joan of Arc. Joan of Arc was a French lady soldier at a time when ladies were not allowed to climb up horses, when they were not allowed in the battlefield. She, upon the orders of God, she promised the king that she will throw the English out of France and she will restore the king to the throne. In the next signal, not in the next one after that, they can see the wonderful dresses exposed. These were reserved for the first nobles, that is the most rich people. Third, fourth and fifth floors were reserved for the next rich nobles. So in those days, as you went up in height, your status diminished. That was the condition. Events.
When there is no
Okay, now we are going to turn left. As you are turning left, ladies and gentlemen, you will see opera was created for dance and music. You will see there are two gilded statues on either side on the top. These are the representations of dance and music. Why? Because this opera was created for dance and music, but now it is used only for dance. In various civilizations, and we came to know more and more about various civilizations. And we came to know more about Greek civilization, and that was used for this one. This is being supported by pillars, and all the pillars are parallel to each other. However, if you look at the pillars, knew about perspective, but we came to know only in the 15th and 16th centuries. That is why we say the classical style of architecture, where more of Greek elements were introduced in the architectural style, but during the neoclassical period of architecture, this Bethancourt Meyers. Until recently, it was her mother, Madame Bethancourt. They look as if they are coming closer and closer. At the vanishing point, we have the obelisk. Behind the obelisk is the national. Meyers is also French, the richest man and richest woman. But the French do not like rich people. The French do not like rich people, but our president likes them very much. And right in the limits of Louis XIV boundary, Louis XV, they moved the court to Versailles, and they built this large square. Concord Square. These on either side of the Champs-Élysées, they look as if they are coming closer, and the perspective. At the vanishing point, you will see the Arc of Triumph. Cutting the Arc of Triumph is Arc of La Défense, all in one straight line. കാണുന്നുണ്ടോ? Okay, നമുക്കിപ്പോ ഫ്രണ്ടിലേക്ക് കാണാം. Okay, എത്ര ഭംഗിയായിട്ടുണ്ട് കാണുന്നുണ്ടോ? So, welcome to Paris by night. So, Champs-Élysées എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോഴേ of them belong to these two varieties. On the 14th of July every year, the French army marches down this. They want to respect the beauty of that it could look as if it is daylight. The consumption, most of the street lights are made with LED lights, so that has been the requirement nowadays. In France, we have priority of the right. People coming from the right have the priority of way. It is very, very difficult to drive in Paris. And look at this beautiful street, ladies and gentlemen, how beautiful it is. In the design in the 1900, we have a new art which is called Art Nouveau. And now we are entering this most beautiful bridge in Paris. This bridge is called Alexander III Bridge, built for the World Trade Exhibition of 1900. And on the hour for 5 minutes. He had to build it very fast. It took Gustav Eiffel 2 years, 2 months and lighting up. And at this, after sunset, every hour, on the hour, for 5 minutes, there are 10,000 the street lights. This was in 1900. All the street lights in Paris was electrically lit. Now on the right hand side, you can see the shimmering of the Eiffel Tower, ladies and gentlemen. So that is free of cost for you. So the Eiffel Tower has got 330 sodium vapor lamps lighting up the Eiffel Tower from the LED lights glittering upon the Eiffel Tower. So Napoleon Bonaparte, he wrote his biography. You can see the illumination.
Beauty of illumination.
On the left hand side, you can see an old building. Best 5-star palace hotel in Paris. Okay, let me finish off this at Austria. Because Haussmann, the mayor of Paris, came up in the next signal, not in the next one after that, invalids for the invalidated soldiers. And there is a gilded dome on the top. This gilded dome has got 12.5 kilograms of 22 karat gold. And right under the dome, we have the tomb of Napoleon Bonaparte. ഇവിടെയാണ് നെപ്പോളിയൻ ബോണപ്പാർട്ടിന്റെ സമാധി ഇരിക്കുന്നത്. Napoleon Bonaparte, one lady will beat this record. ആരാണത്? Art Nouveau can be explained by the whip or the horse's whip. Once you shake the whip, Shri Narendra Modi in the Concord Square. On the left hand side, which means road to paradise, where the great souls of the Greek gods and goddesses used to live. But paradise in the Greek world meant okay, etra bhangiyaittundu kanunnundo. So welcome to Paris by night. So Champs-Élysées nu parayumbole this is the meaning of fishing point. You will see the two rows of trees on either side of the Champs-Élysées. They look as if they are coming closer and closer, which forms the perspective. At now we take Champs-Élysées. Okay, now we are back to the Rue Saint-Honoré, one of the oldest streets from the 15th century. This street even today is known for fashion. There are many fashion houses in this street, and it was from here a lady who was called Madame Rose Bertha was invited by the Queen Marie Antoinette to become her dress designer in street, because this was the limit of Paris during the time of Louis XIV. And right in the limits of Louis XIV boundary, Louis XV, they moved the court to Versailles and they built this large square. In Bonaparte, and this architecture, and we came to know more and more about various civilizations, and we came to know more about Greek civilization, and that was used for this one. This is called the neoclassical style of architecture. This is the most wonderful place to explain the Greek architecture. You can see the Greek architecture has got a triangle at the top, and there is a band underneath, and this band is being This was the restaurant where Victor Hugo used to come and meet people, and thereby he could take up social problems. On the right hand side, you can see it is written Intercontinental Grand Hotel. So this Intercontinental Grand Hotel has got a wonderful hall. First nobles, that is the most rich people. The second floors, third, fourth and fifth floors were reserved for the next rich nobles. So in those days, as you went up in height, your status diminished. That was the condition. You can see there is a floor on top of the fifth floors. Who stayed on the floors on top of the fifth floors? It was reserved for servants.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it is the students who stay. Okay, now we are going to turn left. As we are turning left, ladies and gentlemen, you will see straight ahead of us the Opera of Paris. So right at the very top, you will see the statue of Apollo. Apollo is the god of music as well as for dance. So this opera was created for dance and music. You will see there are two gilded statues on either side on the top. These are the representations of dance and music. Why? Because this opera was created for dance and music, but now it is used only for dance. On the right hand, in Seoul, have long balconies on the second floors, fourth and the fifth floors. Samajho? Why is it? Because horsemen, the mayor in the war of Austerlitz. See another group of statues. These statues are called the Marseillais. Now, right under the route complete. So to the left of the arch, you can see a group of statues. These statues are called Napoleon, being crowned victory and glory by passing them under the arch like the Roman emperors. It took 30 years for this arch to be complete.
ഞങ്ങളുടെ ഇന്നത്തെ പാരീസ് ടൂർ കഴിഞ്ഞു. അടുത്ത് തന്നെ യൂറോപ്പിലെ മറ്റു രാജ്യങ്ങളുടെ കാഴ്ചകളായിട്ട് ഞാൻ വരുന്നതായിരിക്കും. മിനീസ് അടുക്കള ഇതുവരെ സബ് ചെയ്യാത്ത ആൾക്കാർ ആരെങ്കിലും ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ സബ് ചെയ്യുക, ലൈക്ക് ചെയ്യാൻ മറന്നു പോകല്ലേ. ഒരു ബെൽ ബട്ടണും ഓൾ എന്നുള്ള ബട്ടണും ക്ലിക്ക് ചെയ്താൽ ഞാൻ ഇടുന്ന അടുത്ത വീഡിയോ ഒക്കെ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് കാണാൻ പറ്റും. യൂറോപ്പ് ടൂറിൻ്റെ 6ാമത്തെ എപ്പിസോഡുമായിട്ട് വരുന്നവരെ എല്ലാവർക്കും ബൈ. See you again.